All right, and we are back, episode 66. Shout out Ryan Jensen of the Buccaneers, Super Bowl champion. Just Googled him. To my left,
Just Googled him.
co-creator, co-founder, best friend, point guard, recording artist, part-time chef.
What? What?
Listen, y'all made a lot of food at Cookout.
Okay, I'll take it.
Y'all fed like 1,000 people. Like,
I'll take it.
go ahead and
Part-time
talk
show.
to him.
What's poppin', baby? We are back. The show about nothing. Please stop, like, subscribe, and comment. If it's your first time here, welcome. If it's your last time here, 5 minutes before I can cuss.
Yeah.
But seriously, welcome back. This is Ish. He always give me an intro. So this is Ish, professional Madden player. If you think you're better than him in Madden, I got 50 on him. I got 50 on him. I got 100 on him.
Listen, if you beat me, you'll come on the show.
And if you think you better than him in Madden, I promise you're not better than him in 2K. I put 100, another 200 down on him on that. Professional gambler, 1-800 hotline is his favorite number. Yes. I'm just joking. It doesn't even really gamble.
I don't gamble. But for y'all watching, because I know y'all do, keep that number handy.
Yeah, I'm not going to say no names, but Stunner, Roby. But yo.
Listen, Super Bowl is coming up. If you find yourself betting on the coin toss or how long the national anthem,
or if anybody's going to storm the field,
or what Usher's first song's going to be, like,
call the number.
Please.
All right, seriously, but nah, this is my dog. We are back. 6 years. I had to tell somebody that the other day in the interview. I was interviewing to go to another position in my job. Amanda, if you're watching this, salute. She works in my company. She watches my podcast. I found that out
awesome.
the other day. Now, yeah, salute for real. That means a lot. But I was interviewing for a job, and she was like, "Yeah, I see you do radio. How long have you been doing it?" And I had to say 6 years, and I was like, "Oh, that's crazy as fuck.
6 years.
This is a long time, bro."
We was like kids.
Bro, we was dead ass kids talking about Patrick Beverly switching on LeBron.
Yeah.
But the episode is still on Apple Music, by the way. Every now and then I'll click and listen to like 2-3 minutes of it because it's real funny to listen to. But y'all know what week it is, man. It is Super Bowl weekend, one of the biggest weekends in the world at this point. It is one of the biggest. I think it's crazy that NFL championship is honestly one of the 5 biggest events of the world. Every year. Every single year does not stop. It is in Vegas this year, as I'm sure you guys have seen all the sports shows. I'm not going to lie. I have taken a strong step back from sports talk ever since the Ravens lost. That first week, ish, bro. I didn't watch anything sports related for the entire week. I didn't watch a sports take segment. A first take segment, Undisputed, nothing.
I get you, bro.
I was in pain.
That hurt different.
That shit really hurt me, bro.
That hurt different, bro.
That shit hurt my stomach. Yeah. And so when that happened, I was like, bro, I don't know how them Falcons fans woke up that next morning, bro. Like on everything I love, bro. I don't know if I would have been able to survive that shit, bro. I may have never watched football again after that 28-3, bro.
Train tracks.
For real, dog. But the way I felt Monday morning getting out of bed, I was like, yo, it's no way I feel like this is about a team, a bunch of niggas I don't know.
I was watching Lions fans' reaction. I was like, man, y'all don't get it. Y'all thought being 0-16 was worth. Imagine losing the game you won already. There's no hurt like that. Like when you write as a fan, like, yeah, we gonna do this, we gonna do this, we gonna do this, and you do it and y'all lose.
Yo, imagine losing a game you won already. There's no feeling. Sports is so brutal, but also we had the Grammys. Salute Hove, as always. We'll get into everything, but first. Oh, also we like to tell y'all when we're recording. This is Thursday, so the trade deadline is approaching as we're recording. So we'll probably have some live updates on some trades. Speaking of that, let me pull my NBA app up.
Hopefully
on
trade
that.
to the Spurs.
Yeah, so we can start there because a couple went already. A couple trades have happened already. Happened already. Buddy Hield to the 76ers. I want to start there because I personally love that move. I know how we feel about the 76ers in the playoffs. I, of course, know how we feel about him beating the playoffs, but I will say he's getting his rest right now. Yeah. He is going to be healthy for the playoffs. He's averaging 36 and 12 this year, 36 and 10 or something like that, which is out of this world. So how do you like the move to Buddy Hield to the 76ers?
I love it. I think, we talked about the Pacers team a lot, like what's wrong with them. I think having Buddy Hield as your first or second best player is tough, but he's going to be the third best player on this team, and he brings something the team really, really needs.
Yes.
Maxi's a really great point guard, great outside shot, great scorer, great facilitator. Embiid, of course, is Embiid. You're the best scorer in the league, maybe. But Buddy Hield as a third option can kind of play that Clay role where he's going to space the floor first and foremost. He's going to hit open shots, but he can heat up.
Yes, sir.
So adds another level of your offense. It helps space the floor for Embiid. I love the deal, to be honest. I think the 76ers roster is really, really good. And I like their chances. Especially which is ironic with Embiid averaging 36. But I think this move is going to make them be less Embiid reliant.
Yo.
So it'll allow him to, hey, I don't need 35 every single playoff series for the rest of the year.
Come on.
I give you 3 Embiid games, Maxey and Hield, y'all figure one out. And that is more realistic than asking him to be Jokic every night.
Exactly. I get, like you said, 30 in 3 or 4 games, and then Maxey and Hill combined for 56 in 1 or 2 games. That's the recipe. And I would say even better, Buddy Hill does not have to be the third best player every night because they have Tobias Harris to fulfill that role. Exactly. So they'll go back and forth to who is that third and fourth option. Yep. Of course, right now it'll be Tobias because he's been there. But as the season weighs on, you'll see Buddy to get a lot of shots up. And I think they needed a 3-and-D player. Exactly. I've been saying that. They are missing a real scorer, and I think this is the scoring threat they're missing because Tyrese Maxey is here. In my opinion, Tyrese Maxey is here. Yeah. Tobias Harris, we know who he is, and Joel Embiid, of course, we know who he is. So I just thought they needed somebody that can come in the game and just score the ball and also play defense because you don't want a really small backcourt with Maxey back there. And I think they fulfilled that need very well. I like that team. Thank God Doc Rivers is not the coach no more. If we had more time today, we would get into the Bucks, but I'm just disgusted.
1-4 already, Doc.
I'm just disgusted with everything, dog. Rivers, he blamed it on schedule changing, schedules, the Rivers. Travel, All-Star weekend coming up.
Has any nigga ever got more legs off one ring than Doc Rivers? I tell you, bro, that Celtics championship, you think they would have three-peated the way that team be acting.
Yeah, bro, I've, like you said, never seen a coach get that much stain off one ring, dog. Never in my life.
Rick Carlisle got a better ring than him and don't got nearly as much stain.
And is a better coach.
And a way better coach.
Not even I don't even think it's a question.
Dog, that is so crazy. Nick Nurse, Carlisle. It's so many coaches with rings. And then, when they hired him, I was like, oh, that's stupid. I was like, well, Doc Rivers is a good coach. What does he do? What does Doc Rivers do well?
What has he shown you in the past 10 years to show that he's a good coach?
Literally.
I want to know.
Literally anything. Because even the coaches we don't like, there's something I can say, oh, yeah, they do this. Steve Kerr, really good out-of-bounds plays, solid system. Nick Nurse, great defense. Eric Spoelstra, great defense. I could be all right, if you at least do something. What does Doc Rivers do?
You feel me?
You had KG run defense and Rondo run offense. Come on.
All of his teams have underachieved.
Grossly underachieved.
Every team he's had since the 08 team has underachieved are just been okay.
Yeah, grossly underachieved.
He hasn't taken a team that wasn't supposed to be good and they were just incredible one year or anything like that. I don't understand the Doc love, but again, that's not what we're here to do.
Quick little hate, my fault.
Quick little hate. We love to hate. Also, Gordon Hayward to the Thunder. Yeah. I like that move a lot. They didn't give up anything that they used as a rotational piece. Trey Mann gets to go get a fresh start, who is a really good backup point guard, and Shea came over there, kind of took his shine. He hasn't gotten to flourish as he should be because he is a ball player. He is a NBA level 15, 18 points per game type player. He just needs a fresh start. He gets that in Charlotte, which will be hard because they got a lot of guards over there, but we'll see. But what I want to focus on is Gordon Hayward. I like that move because it brings some veteran leadership in that locker room, in a locker room full of kids. Right. And it's not necessarily about Gordon Hayward getting over there and averaging 17 a game on 50% shooting. But in moments where Shea, the lights have gotten a little bit too bright on Shea, or my boy Jalen is not hitting like he's supposed to. Jay Will isn't hitting like he's supposed to. All right, we can bring Gordon in. We can have him sit on the bench, talk to the guys as they're coming out of the game. And then in this playoff series, like you said, we just said about Buddy Hield, 2 games. Gordon Hayward, give me 18 to help out Jay Will. Give me 18 or 22 to help out Shea. I definitely think that's a role he can fulfill. I think this gets them better. Do you feel the same, or you think they need something else?
I think it helps them a lot on the intangible side, just like you. I think talent-wise, with Shea, Chet, Jay Will, I think they're really solid. but I think this is a team that nobody knows how to win on.
Right.
Nobody's ever been in situations where they know how. Like they lost their. I'm pretty sure they lost their only playing game, but they've never had to beat a team 4 times in 2 weeks.
You feel me?
And Gordon Hayward, being in many playoff series on this team where he can help solidify, their small forward, stretch the court. He can still contribute, but he's going to be more so just the guy on that team. Like every team needs a veteran. He's not. Listen, niggas in the comments. I know Gordon Hayward's not Udonis Haslem. I know he's a PC gamer and all that. He playing World of Warcraft or whatever. Don't hold Charlotte against him. That's just Charlotte.
That's just Charlotte.
Yeah. OKC has a great culture, great team already. They're just looking for little things to help them improve because they're ready to compete now. So hopefully Sam Presti, starts trying to
Agree.
Stop scouting for middle
36 draft picks.
Yeah.
What are we looking for?
It's 12 niggas.
Who are you expecting to find?
It's 12 people on the team.
Why do you have 40 draft picks, dude?
Bro,
what are you preparing for?
Nah, he got to be. What's crazy is he didn't get Wemby. Which is so I don't get what you did. What was the point? What was the point?
Man, but okay. Speaking of Wemby, you're disgusting. That is crazy. Yeah. Also, I want to give while we're on basketball, I want to give a Jaylen Brown.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate Jaylen Brown joining the dunk contest a lot, man. We need star power in the dunk contest because all the dunks have been done. Yeah. And I'm sorry, unless some freak athlete jumper guy that's not really that good at basketball is gonna come do some shit you see on YouTube. Right. Like we've seen most of the dunks. You need star power in the dunks to make the dunk contest fun again. Right. And I think Jaylen Brown knows that, and he is going to be the forefront of that. I know for a fact LeBron not doing the dunk contest completely started this downtrot of the dunk contest. LeBron has done amazing things for this league. It's not a slight. It's just something he messed up on. Yeah. I think LeBron should have done the dunk contest in 2009, got it over with. He was going to win. He was going to win the dunk contest. He could have
laid the ball in.
He could have won the dunk contest.
He could have shot all jumpers.
Brian, he could have shot bruh.
He could have shot a pull-up 3. It was going to get 50. LeBron, it was not going to let you lose. But I 1,000% agree because I think, if you think about favorite dunk contest ever, all the ones that come to your mind are big superstar named players, except for Zach LaVine, who's a great player in his own right. But Dwight Howard, Nate Robinson, who's a big personality, Dominique, Michael Jordan. I mean, Spud Webb was 5'8", but he was a big personality.
Vincent T-Mac.
Kobe. I mean, the bad ones are just hey, these guys dunk really well or on our G League team. Hey, it's Derrick Jones Jr. Okay. Nobody knows who that is. Nobody cares. Oh, yeah. And they're in the NBA. They all can dunk.
Yes. Blake Griffin.
Star.
Blake Griffin was the last one. Yep. Yeah. He was the last one. So, yeah, I do think this is going to help. And I do think we've gotten some really decent dunk contests. I just think that the Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon year and then the Aaron Gordon and Derrick Jones Jr. year were both really good dunk contests. I can't say anything about that, but after that, 3 years before that and then the 2 years after that have been
Zach
mediocre.
LaVine definitely saved the contest.
Zach LaVine saved the 3-point shootout going last. Yeah. That dunk contest saved everything. Yeah, fact. For real. Salute to them. All right. We know what time it is, dog. Yeah. We know why we here.
It's a man's game.
We know why we here. You know what it is to do. You know what we do, how we do it, how we like to do it. Kansas City, San Francisco, red and yellow and white, red, gold, and white. The Bay versus a town full of barbecue. Taylor Swift versus Christian McCaffrey girlfriend. I forgot her name. Kyle Shanahan.
Who made the
Andy
jackets?
Reid.
Was it Juszczyk's wife?
Yeah, Juszczyk's wife.
Her and Taylor Swift.
Staring at each other in press boxes. We got a lot of storylines. We in Vegas, the city of sin. Who can keep their composure, keep their head on straight this week? Just a lot of storylines, a lot of fun. Will Pat get 3 and go 2 in a row and solidify himself as a top 4 quarterback all time undisputedly? Will Brock Purdy be a last draft pick with the Super Bowl ring and Christian McCaffrey be a running back with the Super Bowl MVP? Yep. What's going to happen? We have a beautiful, beautiful game ahead this week. My question to you to start off this segment is, going into the Super Bowl, what is more important to you, Kansas City's defense or the 49ers offense?
It's going to be the 49ers offense. It's going to be 49ers offense because I think we're going to get more into, predictions and stuff, but I think Kansas City's going to move the ball on offense very well. I think they're not going to struggle to score. I think it's going to be a much more offensive-heavy game, kind of like Buffalo was, as opposed to what Baltimore did.
Yes.
Because while Baltimore lost, RIP to that team because that team not going back to last year.
Take a moment of silence. Okay.
No, I really felt that.
Bro, I'm sad, bro.
Watching the second half of that game, it really set in for me because that's one of the best defenses we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And with that coach leaving, the roster changing, we won't be able to see it again. But do not be fooled, like for the people watching, don't be fooled watching the second half of that Kansas City game like, oh, yeah, there's something wrong with the Chiefs offense. No, that defense is real. Mm-hmm. That Ravens defense is real. Mike McDonald is real. And the thing about the 49ers is, historically, they have been in a really great defense. They still do have a couple great defenders, but Jared Goff moved the ball on them really well. Jordan Love moved the ball on them really well. And the difference is, they really never stopped the Lions.
Right.
The Lions fumbled. There were drop passes. There were mistakes made. And Jared Goff did whatever he wanted. Mm-hmm. So for you to go from we can't stop Jordan Love, we can't stop Jared Goff, and then the biggest game of the season, it's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So I think especially early, they're going to move the ball really, really well.
All right. I hate when we have the same answer sometimes because I don't like to get repetitive. But, dog, eloquently said. You're correct. That's all I have to say. But I won't go from Kansas City's perspective. I'll take it to 49ers and why their offense is important. Because what they do best is zone run. Mm-hmm. What the Kansas City defense does worse is defend the zone run. Yep. The San Francisco 49ers, everybody should know, unless you've been living under a rock, they have the best running back in football, one of the best running backs of all time. Yep. I think this is the Christian McCaffrey game, which is why I led the segment by saying I think he will get the Super Bowl MVP if they win this game.
Thanks.
But 49ers offense, I agree with you 100%. This is a game where it's time for Pat to be Superman.
Yeah.
This is going to be the game for that. I expect 330, 350, 3-4 touchdowns from Pat, a big game from Travis Kelce as well. Mm-hmm. Also, we ranked the players from last week. You was right to have Travis Kelce in that top 5. He came through just like we all like.
Travis Kelce.
Just like sidebar, just give you your props on that. Yeah. Brock Purdy has a chance to do something really special, and the beauty of this offense is it makes his job so much easier with this tough defense because the defense is very, very good, as we saw last week against Baltimore. But when you can exploit a team's weaknesses with their zone running scheme, when you can exploit that, it forces them to overcompensate for that aspect of their defense. So that zone fake into a bootleg is going to give you that much more time because we're overcompensating for the run. Yeah. That is why I believe the San Francisco 49ers offense will be the reason if they win this game, they win this game. It won't be their defense. I don't think this is a defensive game. I think a key stop will be made. You always need a key stop. Yeah. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this will be a down to the wire, whoever gets the ball last type game wins because of exactly what you said. Jordan Love and Jared Goff just exploited this defense. Yeah. So we're sure Patrick Mahomes is going to do the same, right?
Yep.
But no one has exploited that Kansas City defense yet.
No.
No one has done it.
It's been
a long time.
Josh Allen did his best, and he did it throwing behind the line of scrimmage to hook.
You feel me?
Yeah.
This is the game for Christian McCaffrey to be the machine, and Brock Purdy can't make a mistake.
Right.
This is the game, to close it out, this is the game that you need to listen to Cam Newton. Game manage. Yeah. Don't try to do too much. Don't try to make a play that's not there. Just stay on script because you can wear this defense down with this game. I do think this is a fast Super Bowl because of how I think the San Francisco will run the football. Yeah. One thing I like about both of these teams is we're not going to fall away from what we do.
Facts.
Like the Ravens did.
Yeah.
I will say Detroit, it falls in the San Francisco.
Yeah.
We're going to do what we do. If we lose, we're going to lose doing what we do.
Yeah, facts.
That's what I know about San Francisco.
Yeah.
San Francisco can be down 14-0 at the start of the third quarter. They're going to come back, and they're going to get a ball to Christian McCaffrey 4 or 5 times every possession still because we're going to play our game. And that's why I do think this is an offensive game because both of those teams playing into their strengths will lead into offensive game.
Facts.
All right. X factor in this game because it's always super. We talked about a couple of weeks ago with Chris Matthews and the Seahawks. Mm-hmm. There's always an X factor in the game in a Super Bowl. Last year, I would say Juju had a pretty good game last year for the Chiefs.
He had a whole drive, right?
Yeah,
he had
a whole drive. And it's not, and like you said, it was a drive. It's not always a whole game. It might be a half. It might be a quarter. Yeah. And take away your superstar. So anybody that you would have in the top 10 players on this list, who would be your X factor outside of those guys?
I think it's going to be L'Jarius Sneed. And I think L'Jarius Sneed is given he gets his props as a great corner, but he doesn't get put in the Sauce Gardner, Trent McDuffie, who I think made All Pro. I need to look at the list, but Trent McDuffie gets a ton of credit, of course, for following ones too. But I think this will be a game, especially with Spags calling it, where, like you said, the goal for Brock is we're not going to make a mistake. I think Spags is going to send fire the whole game. I think he's going to send fire the whole game. And with that, Debo, Ayuk are going to be one-on-one with Sneed and McDuffie a lot. And I think if Sneed can get a pick, get a big incompletion, get a big stop somewhere in the game on one of them, it could really flip momentum. So I think Sneed will be, because it's going to be a lot on them corners.
Okay. I like that because you think that Kansas City is going to kind of stick with their same game plan they've been this playoffs is we're going to blitz and we're going to play man.
I think he's going to flood the box. Yeah, I think he's going to show pressure early and stay in pressure to try to see if they won't run it. Okay. Because that's what they did with Baltimore a lot, where they would show pressure to get the check, and if they get the check, then we'll go to something else. So especially with Kyle Shanahan and the system, knowing it's so system based, so read based, I would expect him to kind of do what the Patriots did against the Rams, where we're going to show a look, you're going to get some line, we're going to show another look, and then we're going to gap fill everything.
Okay. I like that.
And I really think, and that's why I think this would be such an interesting game narrative wise, because I think Brock Purdy's going to have to stand in there a lot and make a lot of big throws. But, of course, that leaves Sneed with 2 Pro Bowl world-class receivers out there wide, and he got to pack a lunch. He got to pack a lunch.
Agreed. And to his point, I want to just simplify something real quick. He is talking about what Kansas City did to Baltimore is they showed them a look. Yep. They showed them like, hey, we're gonna put 8 in this box. Yep. All 8 of us are not coming. It might be 6, it might be 4, it might be 5, but we're going to show you this look. And if we show you this look, we hope what you want to do, you no longer want to do because you think we're about to do this.
Right.
And if you listen to Harbaugh at his final press conference talk about it, he said our game plan was to run the ball, but pre-snap, they were giving us passing looks, which is exactly what Kansas City wanted them to think is pass the ball and don't force the run down us, because eventually you would have had to get out of that defense if Baltimore reacts as you hope they don't.
Right.
And it worked to perfection. Their game plan worked to perfection. Yeah. So you're saying they're going to do the same thing with San Francisco. Yeah. I am going to stay on defense, but I'm going to go to San Francisco, and I'm going to go a half and half. Chase Young and Eric Armstead.
Okay, yeah.
You guys need to make Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. People, because of Nick Bosa, Chase Young, and Eric Armstead, people should think y'all are the best defensive linemen on that team tomorrow, on Sunday. Because of the attention Nick Bosa is going to get, you're going to get left one-on-one all game. It's time to make a stand. It's time to show why you were that high of a draft pick coming out of college. It's time to get paid as well. Eric Armstead, you're a ball player. Yeah. This is just also clog that middle up. That was why he's in it. Facts. Eric Armstead's job is to not let Isaiah Pacheco get downhill.
Right.
I love the San Francisco's front seven, as does everybody else. So I don't think the run game is going to be as relevant for Kansas City, but one run, 2-3 runs can completely change the difference, and I expect Eric Armstead to be able to close that middle up so they cannot run the ball. So Trace Young and Eric Armstead would be my pick.
Yeah, no, I really love that, especially because the way that the Chiefs play now, it's so reminiscent of the early Patriots teams where we would run the ball interior, we would run dives, inside zones, and it used to drive me crazy because it would be 2nd and 8, 3rd and 7. But the thing is, every one of those yards are kind of just keep them on as balanced yards. So the difference between, Pacheco getting 3 or 4 yards on a run as opposed to just getting 1 is very different in the grand scheme. Because if you can get 10 or 11 3-yard runs with Pacheco, you're still running at a good clip and supporting Patrick at the same time.
We can take this to, if you guys, I know a lot of people game watching that, so if you take this to Madden, but a 2nd and 9 feel way different than a 2nd and 7 and 2nd and 6. So it's just take it that simple if you want to. That's exactly what he's saying. That psychological advantage you get by pushing pushing your man a little bit further back than he can push you. That really does matter, especially as we get into the fourth quarter. But, all right, so flipping to Kansas City's offense, let's focus on their offense for right now. Kansas City has made a living this year of just playing simple, man. Yep. Everybody has panicked. Everybody was concerned about the receivers. Are the receivers going to be able to catch the ball? Is Patrick Mahomes going to trust them in the playoffs? Yeah. And 1, he has a safety blanket. 2, they have a defense they can trust. 3, they have a run game they can trust. So their main thing this playoffs, don't turn the ball over, stay ahead of schedule, and just take what the defense is going to give us.
Right.
Do you think that is a game plan going into this game, or do you think they're going to try to air it out a little bit more than we've seen?
Oh, no, week? I think he's going to go out there and sling it. Okay. I think the 49ers want a pass rush for sure. I think they're going to try to run the ball on early downs, but it'll be a lot of middle of the field throws. It'll be a lot of deep ends, and I wouldn't be surprised if there were a couple shots. This is a team they've played in a Super Bowl before too, but obviously a much different roster and a much different defensive coordinator. So I think there'll be opportunities there that they'll be able to take advantage of, because while the wide receivers, of course they don't have the best hands, but I think Rashee Rice is a hell of a receiver, and I think MVS is a bit of a wild card on the Chiefs' offense because of Andy Reid's ability to scheme up one-on-one matchups. Right. With his size, with his speed, and the way Mahomes extends plays, I wouldn't be surprised if he got a big catch, Rice got a big catch, just somebody made a play to really stretch the field versus the 49ers.
So MVS was almost my X factor as well. I just didn't think he was going to have multiple catches. Right. But your point, one deep pass changes this defense. Literally. One deep pass makes this defense second-guess themselves a little bit more. I agree with you. I do think early in the game we're gonna let you think, all right, we're just gonna run the ball, we're gonna keep taking what we're gonna give you. Right. But as I'll probably say, as soon as that second quarter hit, they going to start airing out, dropping back 15-yard completion, 9-yard completion. Travis on a fake route where he's just finding somewhere to get Odin. Yeah. A couple screens to get Travis or Isaiah the ball in the open field. A lot of RPOs to get the defense second-guessing, a lot of play action. I believe Patrick Mahomes will have about 35 to 45 pass attempts. Yeah. And I think that is the recipe to beat San Francisco. Yeah. Although I do think Detroit ran the ball very well, I believe the threat of their receivers and the threat of their air raid attack was what led them to be able to run the ball well. Right. I think it's going to be the same formula for I think it's going to be the opposite formula for Kansas City. They're going to run the ball so well, then San Francisco is going to be so focused on them running the ball and playing in front of the sticks that I think that'll open up their pass game early in the game, and they'll attack that for the rest of the game on.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely.
All right, so while we're here, take a little break from the serious stuff. What's been your favorite Super Bowl commercial in the past few years that you can remember? I have a few that I remember, but it's been a lot of really good Super Bowl commercials. But while you're thinking, I'll go first. I don't know who was old enough, who was even watching the Super
Let me
Bowl.
think.
This
Hold
was between. So I'm 20. I'm 25, turning 26 this year. So this was between 7. I would say probably about 4 and like 10 years ago. I cannot remember. It's somewhere in there, but it was one of the first Doritos Super Bowl commercials, and old boy was coming. A mom had brought a boyfriend home, and he was showing him around the house, and he went and grabbed a bag of the Doritos and sat on the couch, and the little 3-year-old walked up to him and was like, and slapped the chip out of his hand and was like, "Don't touch my mama and don't touch my Doritos."
Oh my God, I really can't think of one.
And last year, when the commercial where the TV looked like it cut out.
Oh, yo, was it Roku?
I think it was Roku. I'm pretty sure it was Roku. Yeah.
Let me tell you how funny it was from my perspective. Because I was still at the office watching the game.
Oh,
so
okay,
we had
okay.
the TVs just up, and then it started clicking away. Niggas was looking around like, "Yo, what's going on?" We had no sound. I was like, niggas like, what? Bro,
yeah, that commercial. I remember somebody got in a fight over that. It was a video on Twitter. Like, somebody got the hooking over that.
Dang, I cannot, bro. There's so many fun. I love Super Bowl commercials. I can't believe I'm blanking on this.
And another one, I don't know who, I cannot remember the brand who did this, but somebody's commercial was just a QR code for 30 seconds. Yeah. And I was like, that's a little genius. Like, you just turn the TV on, hey, scan this QR code and you'll see what we're talking about.
And it gets so quiet, everybody gonna look at it.
Yeah, it's like, shit, what is this? And it's like, it's a room full of 15 people. Now somebody want to do it. Like, now you got everybody showing. So I thought that was creative.
I don't want to say the Endgame commercial, but I don't want to say the Endgame commercial, but I'm pretty sure it was the Endgame commercial. I am like 95%.
I don't want to say Marvel, but I mean, like, it's Marvel. So,
dog, I'm not sure.
I love Super Bowl commercials. $1 million for a Super Bowl commercial is a starting price.
Yeah.
So I got a question. Like,
I wish Joe Budden podcast did a Super Bowl commercial.
Hey, bro, that would be fire. That would be fire. That would be fire. He would do some stupid shit like that just to show y'all niggas y'all not getting money like him. Yeah, he arrogant ass nigga, but. Yeah, I do love Super Bowl commercials. I am also excited for the halftime show. They said the halftime show this year is going to be a little bit longer than it has been, which I don't think is fair to the players. And that brings me to a point before we start picking games and all of that, picking the game and all of that. But I don't like how the Super Bowl has kind of turned into like a corporate event. Yeah. And like a networking event.
And not like a football game.
And not like a football game. Yeah. Because I don't think that it's necessarily fair to the players who have worked all year to get to this point and treat this like it's the most important game of y'all lives. Right. And then everything else around them outside is like, all right, this is a circus, this is a parade. And I'm not talking about the week of. Like, you can't control that. Yeah. I am talking about the day of the Super Bowl. Like, during the Super Bowl, it's like a Hollywood, like a Hollywood event. And last year it wasn't terribly bad, but I remember the one in LA, Joe Burrow said it felt like we were playing football at a conference. Yeah. And it was like it was just a corporate conference. Like, niggas was just getting up and walking around, going to different seats, going to different boxes, and you can feel that as a player. Yeah. So I think it messes with the psychological aspect of a player and what they're used to a football game feeling like. And you get to this, and it's like, damn, Alabama, Georgia, more live, more of a football environment than this is, and it's the biggest football game on earth.
I would really like one, like if we were. This is definitely a great topic, because, like, if we were able to, like, best case scenario, we were commissioners. Mm-hmm. I would love to see a Super Bowl where the fans at the game are regular price and the tickets go to the season holders first. And the reason and emphasis on regular price, because we talk about how big the Super Bowl actually is, right, but the atmosphere for it doesn't feel competitive big. Like you said, it's like a corporate event.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But if we were to look opposite of the world, in Europe and these other countries where they have giant soccer games, the crowds are some of the craziest you'll ever see.
Ever.
doing coordinated concerts, jumping up and down. And I think that just one time in the NFL would change the way we have the rest of the Super Bowls. Seeing how different the atmosphere really would be at the biggest game of the year with all your fans there, because that's why it feels unfair. Like you mentioned, it feels unfair to the players. It feels for me unfair to the fans a little bit too. Like you've been rooting for this team all year.
For decades. Even.
For decades. Like, you're a season ticket holder. You went to every single game. I went to the AFC Championship. I went to the divisional. I went to all those games.
In rain, sleet, snow.
You should be able to go to these games. You shouldn't have to hit lotteries to go to the Super Bowl. I went to the Final Four, and I kind of felt like the Final Four was a little bit like that, too. Where, like, you watch college basketball on TV, like with Duke and UNC play on TV.
Yeah, look insane.
Bro, and then Cameron and Dora going crazy.
Man.
Like, man, that's real. Like, and then you get to the NCAA, like, it's not a real court. Like, they got to step up on the full stage. Shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, all right, it's cool, but, like, the pure competition, like, it feels like it's missing a little bit in that.
Okay, you said that perfectly. Yeah. Exactly how I feel. I love your point about I think it's unfair to the fans, and that was going to be my next point was I believe because the way they split up Super Bowl tickets is the two teams get like 75 or 80% of the tickets, and then the rest of the tickets, like the NFL gives out to sell, and then. But it's really like only important people can sell them, and you got to break an arm and a leg to get Super Bowl tickets for real. And then if you get them, that's $15,000, $10,000, $8,000 a ticket. And the teams aren't handing them out to Billy and Joe who live in a 2-bedroom apartment and have everything, all Detroit Lion cups, towels, gear, and have been a Detroit Lion fans since they were 60 years old. Yeah. I mean, since they were 6 years old. And this game, 36 years after they've been born, is we finally in the Super Bowl, and we can't go because the ticket's $6,000, and they only giving them to the top level execs to give to the top and mid-level execs of their company. Yeah. I don't think that's fair, and it affects the environment of the Super Bowl. Your point about, if they just gave, let's just call them mom and pop fans. Yeah. If they gave the mom and pop fans all of the tickets, or not say all of them, 90% of the tickets they have, and then their corporate friends get the other tickets for the top seats, the box, and all of that, and you let. And 70-80% of that stadium is real football fans. Yeah. It completely changes how that Super Bowl looks and feels.
Rocking.
It would be rocking.
It would be like an away game for both teams. It would be beautiful football.
Yes.
It would be super competitive, and the crowd reactions, and the stuff like that, especially the way we watch football now, you kind of miss it because when we were growing up, you used to hear it. Yeah. You used to feel it. Like when somebody used to get hit, you used to hear the crowd go ooh, and a lot of that is technology is better, so the microphones are focused on the players. Yeah. But back in the day, the microphone was attached to the camera. So the people in the crowd, you heard that too. It is all a part of the experience. Like, I really think that could change the way the game, because it's already the biggest game in the world. But the ambiance, just the vibe in there,
I agree,
would be so much different.
I 100% agree. And then the vibe around the walking into the stadium, like the tailgating, that actual fans tailgating, not millionaires tailgating with $400,000 RVs with air conditioning and pools on them.
And the NBA has this problem too, but because it's a 7-game series, every home game, every team's going to get at least 2 home games. You do get those moments where the crowds are locked in.
Yes.
Because that's still your home. But if I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan and I live in Missouri, and the Bowl's in Vegas, I got to spend bread to fly out there. All right, that's one thing. And then I got to spend $40,000 on 2 football tickets. And I live in Missouri. I'm not making, I got to spend my yearly income on 2 football tickets.
$40,000 in Missouri is $1 zillion.
When I've already spent 16 games worth of tickets. It's very
facts.
It could be better.
it could be better. I think multiple players are going to have to come out in the next 2 or 3 years because it's not an issue that they're going to fix in a year.
Right.
They're going to have to come out like Joe Burrow says something. They need somebody from last year to say something. They need somebody to say Pat or Travis or Brock or Christian say something this year. Taylor Swift, and then next year Lamar say something, or C.J. Stroud say something, or Cam Newton say something as he leads the Panthers back to the Super Bowl.
This is still the part of it where I said we're the commissioners. Like, we can do whatever we want. Like that.
Now Cam Newton has to have a job, no matter what y'all want.
They start at 11 wins.
Feel like, yo, you gotta hire him, and he get 11 wins. He get 11 wins. Okay, so he's the number 1 seed. All right, y'all are fighting 2 through 7. But yeah, everything about the Super Bowl is perfect except that one little aspect.
Right.
We spoke about last year, like the Super Bowl is always right. Like it's never. Sometimes you might get to the finals and it's like, damn, they best player got hurt, so this finals isn't really what it's supposed to be. Yeah. But in the NFL, it's never that. It's always the 2 best teams, and if it's not the 2 best teams, it's 2 of the 4. Right. Like, we may think the Ravens are technically better than the 49ers, but we know the 49ers at least a top 4 football team at worst. Right. So I think that's what I love about the Super Bowl. I just would like to see the crowd to be fixed.
And because the game is one day.
Yeah.
Like, if a nigga get hurt, that's part of the game.
Yeah.
That's part of the game. Like, what y'all gonna do? Like,
you feel me?
We're gonna play now. Like, so.
All right, so let's get into some game picks, some more important X factors, and that's where we'll start now. What superstar do you expect to have the biggest game? Not quarterback, non-quarterback. What non-quarterback do you expect to have the biggest game?
I'm gonna say Travis.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Travis. Mm-hmm. I think this will be one of Travis's. I cringe to say this, like, not like cringy, but like I shudder to say this. This may be Travis's last Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to be so important to what they do on offense, and I don't think there's a matchup the 49ers are okay with leaving him on. Naturally, your first thought for my Madden players out there is to have Fred Warner on him, but Fred Warner's so important to the middle of their defense. They can't dedicate someone. Yeah. They can't dedicate Fred to him. Facts. I think he's going to need to move the chains on 3rd down. I think he's going to be their first option in the red zone. I think he'll be their first option versus pressure. I think he is going to be the guy where if Mahomes doesn't have the right answer, he's coming to you.
Right.
Whether your answer is right or not. And we saw that a lot in the first half versus the Ravens where he was running around for like 10 seconds. I don't care. I'm just going to throw it to Travis anyway. The trust that you see there and how much Mahomes can create, he's never really covered.
Agreed. All right. I am going to go Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah.
I think the weakness of the Kansas City's defense, obviously, is their running, more specifically their zone running scheme. I think Christian McCaffrey will have 200 all-purpose yards in this game and 2 touchdowns at least. I think this is going to be one of the best Super Bowl performances we see from a skills position players in a couple of years because of everything. The only weaknesses of that defense is Christian McCaffrey's strength. Right. I think they're going to run behind Trent Williams all game, and I don't think they're going to be able to stop it. I think if Christian McCaffrey does not have this game I'm talking about, not necessarily 200 all-purpose yards, but if he doesn't have 125, 150 all-purpose yards and a couple touchdowns, I don't see them winning this game. Yeah. I just think he is so important. He is so important to what the 49ers do offensively. Him not having the big games means their offense isn't clicking as it's supposed to, in my opinion.
No, I totally agree. And I think one of the other superstar players, this was my second choice, was going to be Chris Jones. We pointed out Chris Jones versus the Ravens game. He showed up. He played amazing.
He sure did.
I think it's going to be him and Trent Williams all night on that left side.
That's going to be fun.
I think it's a man's game, baby. It's a man's game. I think it's going to be 71 and whatever number Chris Jones, was he 90? All night on that left 95. Side.
And Nick Bosa on the other side of that defensive line because of how weak their tackles have been this year with all of the penalties, all of the holding. I believe Nick is going to be able to exploit that weakness of their defense. And as I mentioned earlier, it's not necessarily about Nick having 3 sacks in this game, but what he's able to do by leaving Chase Young one-on-one with one of their weaker tackles, leaving Eric Armstead one-on-one, leaving Dre Greenlaw coming through on the blitz one-on-one, things of that nature that Nick will be able to do by commanding double teams, them knowing their tackles are a little bit weak and being scared of what the havoc he's able to wreak. And that also might affect their pass game because they might just be like, we're not going to double them. We're just going to chip them. But that's going to take one of the receivers or a tight end out from running their route or getting out there right on time. So Nick Bosa and Christian McCaffrey will be my main two.
I like that.
All right. I think by the way we've been speaking, you can kind of tell where each of us are going with the Super Bowl pick. But we have to do it anyway. Super Bowl Sunday in a couple of days. Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes versus Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers. Who do you have?
I got the Chiefs.
Who do you have score and finals MVP? I mean, who do you have? My bad. Super Bowl Sunday, Brock Purdy, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City, San Francisco 49ers. Who do you have score and MVP?
I'm going to go Chiefs 28-17. Super Bowl MVP to Pat.
All right, that I don't shock me. I didn't think you was going to say that. I am going to go San Francisco. I'm going to regret this. But I'm going to go San Francisco 34-28, Christian McCaffrey MVP.
Okay.
200 all-purpose yards, 2 touchdowns. That is my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm probably wrong. But I have made a name all year of picking against Patrick Mahomes, so I'm going to just keep doing it, and maybe it'll work this time.
I think just to wrap it up, because we'll probably throw this on the TikTok for just the game picks, but to explain my pick, I think we are, we started the year saying this is the best player we've ever seen in his prime with the best defense he's ever played with.
Yeah.
And I think by the end of this game, I think a lot more people are going to dislike Patrick Mahomes than at the start. Because I think a lot of people are going to be like, fuck.
Like, what do we do?
Because I think he's going to blast him. I think he's
You said 28-17. That's a blowout. That's a Super Bowl blowout.
He's going to blow. I think he's going to blow the doors off.
Okay.
Him. And I think this Chiefs defense is so good that with Christian McCaffrey playing great, with Kyle Shanahan playing great, that they have never been a team that can play from behind well. And I think the Chiefs are going to get an early lead, and they won't be able to erase it.
See, I don't think that. And the only reason I don't think that is because of how San Francisco plays a game. Because last week when we were speaking, I said Kansas City's plan going into Baltimore, I could see it. Was, all right, we're going to defer, we're going to stop them, and we're going to go score and make them panic. I don't think you can do that with San Francisco. I think even if San Francisco get the ball first, go 3 and out, and Kansas City go down and take the 7-0 lead, they're going to come back, and Christian McCaffrey going to run on first down, run on second down, and we're going to run a screen to Debo on third, we're going to pick up a first down, and we're going to keep it moving. And that's the only reason I don't think the game is going to get out of hand is because of how they're able to run the football. And how they came out last week against Detroit in the NFC Championship, going into this game, they're going to be determined to get out to a fast start. That is the only reason I don't see a blowout. I'll be honest, now that the TikTok part of this is over, I think Kansas City is probably going to win this game.
Did we hit the minute 30 mark?
We hit the minute 30 mark, so none of this is going to be in. But Kansas City probably is going to win this game. I'm not stupid. I think the 49ers should win this game, which is why I picked them. But I think Kansas City is going to win this game because of what I saw last week with Baltimore. The ghost of Patrick Mahomes has become real.
I'm telling you.
Next year, not next year, going into this offseason, teams are building for Patrick Mahomes now. Teams are building to stop him. Teams are building their defenses, especially in the AFC. Facts. Especially in the AFC. Defenses and offenses will be built to score with the Kansas City Chiefs and to figure out a way to stop Patrick Mahomes because nobody has a formula because I'll do it for you. Newsflash, there's not a formula to stop the dude. You just got to have an excellent defense like the Ravens did because they came as close to stopping them as you could, and they still lost.
Well, what's so special about what the Ravens did is they had to completely scrap their game plan mid-game. They completely scrapped their game plan mid-game and still didn't let them score with the backup.
Do you know how crazy that is, my nigga?
Like with the B option. But I 1000% agree with you with the ghost of Mahomes, and that is one of the reasons I felt like the game was going to get out of hand, is because the ghost of Mahomes. Because I think the 49ers as a team, their system and their offense, they are going to stick to it. But listen, Purdy, man, listen. I think he's gonna have a pretty good game, and I think he's gonna stand there and make some great throws. But those first couple drives gonna show me a lot.
Okay.
Because I think, especially against any first time going against a great defensive coordinator, you need to be on your toes.
Right.
But Spags is one of the best play callers on defense ever. Stop the undefeated Randy Moss, Tom Brady Patriots offense. Like he is stop this Lamar offense. Like he is.
He was the defense on that?
He was the defense for the Giants when they beat the Patriots. He was defensive coordinator.
Salute, dog.
Yeah, that was him.
Salute.
So he's seen some dogs.
He's seen the dog.
Yeah,
and
I really think they are going to be sending 6 every single play, run or pass.
I agree with you. Yeah. I 100%. Yeah. Everything you said about Kansas City, I agree with you. I think that's going to be their game plan. I think they're going to execute. I think everything is going to go well for both teams. I think this game goes down to kind of what the last game went down to last year. Who's going to make a mistake?
Right.
Brock Purdy going to throw a pick he shouldn't have. Is he just going to drop the ball?
Yeah.
Debo going
I think he throw a pick for sure.
And if he throws a pick, the game is over. That's how I feel.
No, that's
exactly how I feel. He throw a pick, the game is over. He don't even got to score.
If we were to do the little seeing ball, what is that?
Magic
shit
called?
Magic eight ball.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 17-14 in the third quarter, and he's gonna throw a pick. And that's gonna be the end of the game.
That's gonna be the end of the game.
Yep.
I don't even care. They can go 3 and out that next possession. Yeah. That pick is going to ruin the psychological aspect of that game.
Yep.
That turnover changes everything because if y'all remember, the Jalen Hurts turnover happened in the second quarter.
Yep.
And they came back, took the lead, scored, all of that. But it's just like that turnover gives them an extra possession that you don't get, and it changes
so hard,
your it changes
it's
everything.
So hard in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it's
bro.
So hard.
Bro. It really is. All right, the last thing I want to ask to kind of wrap this up is, what does a Super Bowl do? And we're gonna go player by player. Right. What does a Super Bowl do for Kyle Shanahan's legacy?
Yeah.
What does it do for Andy Reid's legacy, Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce?
Okay, bet.
We'll start with the coaches, Andy and Kyle. What does it do for their legacies in your opinion?
I think it puts Andy on a really short list. I think it puts Andy on one of the best coaches ever, probably the best coach of what we'll call this generation, the post-Belichick Brady era. So 2019, they kind of handed it off. So since 2020, he's been to, what would this be, 4 Super Bowls?
Yep.
He's going to go to more clearly. But in a league where it's offensive changing, I think he already is, if not the best coach, top 3. But all time, I think it'll put him top 3, top 4 coaches ever with another Super Bowl here.
Agree completely. That was going to be my sentiment. Top 3, top 4 coaches ever, and it puts him closer to being able to say he's the greatest ever.
Right.
Because if your claim to fame, if you're Bill Belichick, is, all right, my defenses were perfect. Yeah. The first 3, they helped Tom Brady out. Yeah. And then I also always had a good defense. We were always in the AFC Championship, blah, 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 blah. And people will be like, well, you had Tom Brady. Yeah. Well, now Andy Reid had Patrick Mahomes. And on the flip side, the offense, once I got him, became absolutely unstoppable from the moment he took his first snap.
Literally.
So I think that it's going to be a real argument. If they win this one, we'll just fortune tell and say they get to 5. Say they get to 5 together, I think it's a real argument. He's the greatest coach ever.
No, it's definitely.
And I think now, if he wins now and they have 3, and he's been to the NFC Championship with Donovan, he went to the Super Bowl with Donovan too. He went to the Super Bowl. He went to the bowl with Donovan.
Donovan was throwing up in the huddle because he wasn't in shape, and he went to the Super Bowl and almost won. Shout out T.O. Shout out T.O. Let's say that he went to the Super Bowl with T.O. I'm not gonna give him Donovan because T.O. was out there on a broken leg giving us.
He went to the Super Bowl with T.O. and Brian Dawkins. That's what he went to the Super Bowl with.
Donovan, I can't believe you let us down like that, bro. Man. I'm a Patriots fan, so I'm glad y'all lost, but I can't believe you did that.
Man. So that is why I was exactly what you said. Top 3, top 5 coach easily after this. Kyle Shanahan.
I think it's going to put Kyle Shanahan in where he needs to be, in the Sean McVay, young genius. Like, okay, he kind of figured it out. He got his guy. Because it was really rocky for a second. You traded on the picks for Trey Lance. He was trash. But, hey, you got a good quarterback out there, all right.
Yep.
But Kyle, you got a lot of what the fucks like
You
on
feel
that
me?
resume.
You feel me?
You got a lot of damn. You was up 28-3 on the Patriots. Y'all lost.
Yeah.
You was up 24-14 on Mahomes. Y'all lost.
Mhm.
Like, dang,
Damn.
really? Like,
Yeah. And that was my point. And then you won in 30 when you trailing at halftime.
literally, you
Like,
can't
damn,
come back. Like, yeah,
I think my point for Kyle was all the noise gets erased.
literally.
Everything gets silenced now because
Facts.
you won the bowl. You can, at this point, you'll be able to do no wrong in San Francisco ever again.
Yep.
You'll pretty much have a job for the next 5 to 10 years in
Yep.
San Francisco. And you start working your way up that all-time list.
Right.
Because 1 leads to maybe getting 2. And if you get 3, you top 7 already.
Right, because a lot of Shanahan. Listen, Shanahan also has a lot of great stuff on that resume too. But you gotta get the monkey off your back.
You got to. And then, because the case for Kyle is every quarterback I had, I worked with.
Yeah,
I
no,
got last pick, top 3 pick, middle of the
Like-
third
like
round pick.
you-
Everything worked with.
Kyle. Like you look at Kyle and like I do this a lot in the offseason because like, people hate Kyle Shanahan, but he went rookie of the year with RG3. Then he went Pro Bowl Matt Schaub. Then he went MVP Matt Ryan. Then he went Jimmy G Super Bowl. Like he is
That's crazy.
Like
and
he-
now he's last pick in the draft Super Bowl.
Literally.
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's
It's
crazy as
nuts.
hell.
So I think he has a great right now under his belt. He's a great team builder. Maintained a great defense while losing several defensive coordinators. He doesn't get credit for that a lot, but of course that offense, that system, got it from his dad. Salute to both of them. One of the best systems we've ever seen. But a ring for him would really take a lot of like, whew, all right, we got one. Like,
Yeah.
all right, man.
Yeah. I think I said Travis,
Yeah.
and I kind of will keep this short and then let you do Pat because Travis, I think it's solidified. I don't really think it's any more. Travis broke Jerry Rice's receiving record in the playoffs. I believe he has a touchdown record, doesn't he? In the or he's right behind. No, he doesn't have it yet. He's right
he has
behind
the
Jerry.
catches.
Though.
He
He has the
needs
catches. He's right behind Jerry in the catches. Him and Pat broke Brady and Gronk's record. I don't think it's really anything you can do for if you're Travis, because if you don't think he's the greatest tight end ever now, I don't think you're thinking that. I don't think a Super Bowl changes that for you. I think he is. I have him, Gronk, and Shannon Sharp as my top 3, and I don't like to put them in any like real order because I feel like if Shannon Sharp played from 2012, 2015, his numbers might look ridiculous.
Right.
And I think if Gronk played back then, his numbers might be a little bit less, but people would understand how important his blocking was that some people don't understand now. And then you say, well, if Travis didn't play with the greatest quarterback ever, what is his look? So I just think it's a bunch of things we can say to flip him. So those are my top 3 tight ends ever, and I don't think that's even a question. Maybe you want to put Tony above Shannon or something, but I don't think it's a question. He's one of the 2 greatest tight ends ever. So his legacy, I don't think it can really grow after this. I just think it highlights it more. Like, damn, this motherfucker was really unstoppable for this long.
I definitely agree with you. Like right now, it's just who do you like? Like you can't argue he's one of the best ever. If you're gonna have a conversation, you gotta have him in there.
Bro, like,
I do think he could cherry on top because Gronk does have a 2-touchdown Super Bowl game. I think he could cherry on top, get him one of those because he hasn't had a nuts Super Bowl yet per se. He had 1 Super Bowl with a couple drops, but he's played great in the bowl. But to switch to Mahomes, I think now he stops competing with the players in the league. I think
that's a crazy ass thing to say. That's crazy because you're right, but golly, that's so crazy.
I think
bro.
6-7 years in, if he has 3 bowls, he's made a championship game every time he's played. We had never seen him play on the road, and he goes on the road, wins the Super Bowl. I think from now on, it's him, Montana, Brady, Manning. Like where do we like him? I think he skips a lot of people. I think he's past Rodgers, past Breeze. Anybody with just one, he's passed with 3 rings. He could never play another down. He's gonna pass him with MVPs and yards and all that stuff. But having 3 rings as a QB in itself used to get you in the GOAT argument. Like Joe Montana only got 4, and he was the greatest player ever for like 2 decades. Having 3 in 6-7 years, especially the way he's had to do it, I think he's gonna hit the rest of his career will be how close can he get to Brady? You see it now. How close can he get to Brady? Can he catch Brady? How far away is he from Manning? Which is nice.
Hey, man. Dog, that brother said he's just going to stop competing with people in the league now.
Yeah,
like,
he's
what?
Not, yeah, like
that is
Patrick,
crazy
if
to
he
think
wins
about.
this, there will be no peers for Patrick Mahomes.
He doesn't have any, bro.
Especially because if he wins this, he's beating everybody to get one. He's beating everybody to get one.
He's beating Burrow, he's beating Josh, and he's beating Lamar. And he beat Lamar and Josh in one sitting.
Yeah.
On
the road.
On the road. Like, went both to their houses.
Brought that shit to your front door.
Even though, like, I'm not going to put all the blame on Lamar. That was a coaching malpractice. But good Lord. Oh, my God. I can't believe the Ravens let this happen. But I'm happy for him. Like, I want Patrick Mahomes to win this game. I will say that. Like, I want to see this happen because I know what I'm watching. Like, this is nuts, bro. I be watching this game, like, dog, like, he makes this shit look like it is so easy to play quarterback. That shit looks like he looks like he's out there playing 7-on-7 sometimes, bro.
He looks like he's playing with kids. He looks like he's playing.
That shit is crazy, bro.
It's really hard to, like, you know what? When people who don't watch football watch him, I realize how special it is.
Dog.
Because they be like, what? Like,
I was about to say the same.
What is he doing? Like,
if you don't watch football and you watch football, you can see how good he is. That's how when you know a player is.
My mom was like, watch him do the run around thing, and he threw the trap. She's like, like,
bro, like, he is incredible, man. Like, I want to see him get this third bowl. That'll be back-to-back. He'll be on track to try to get the three-peat.
The first player to go back-to-back since Brady.
He'll be the first player to go back-to-back since Brady. That'll be 3 and 4 years. And, like, it'll be nothing left to do. Like you said, he'll have no more peers. I think this puts him at 4. I think I don't think there's an argument. Yeah. I do not think it's a question. I think you can have the Manning and Mahomes to put him at 3, but I don't think you can put him any lower than 4 because who are you going to say?
I mean,
Aaron Rodgers is laughable at this point.
He don't have it.
It's laughable.
Listen, this week we might have to post this. This week, let me be the first to tell y'all, this Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers shit y'all doing, like trying to rewrite the 2000s, y'all gotta stop.
Nah, talk to that real quick. I'm gonna post this. Talk to that.
We need to, like, when we were ranking these top 5 quarterbacks, we need to remember that, like, hey, I know we watched them, and hey, I love Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers as much as the next guy. Aaron Rodgers has gone 13 years without throwing a pass that mattered. If you want to count the Super Bowls, he's gone 13 years without beating a competent quarterback in the playoffs. Drew Brees had 3 years where he missed. He was 7-7, where he missed the playoffs. We need to start framing it a little different. Like when you have the Mahomes versus Drew Brees conversation, and you say, "Well, Brees has 60,000 passing yards." Okay, that's a longevity thing. If you want to say Brees is better than people who haven't played that many years yet, okay, we'll just put the conversation off until he has, because he's obviously going to shatter the records. But playing football, like, I really seriously mean this, because we love the sport. We love to talk about it. I would love to have that argument with anybody who wants. Mahomes' first year starting is better than any Brees year. Pick Brees' best season. Mahomes' first try was 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, AFC Championship game lost to Tom Brady. And I would stack that against any Drew Brees season, including his Super Bowl season. Shout out to the Super Bowl season, one of the best seasons. But individually, he's been an MVP since day one. Drew Brees still has never won an MVP. As far as for Rodgers, Mahomes right now, as we film this, before the Super Bowl, has won as many playoff games as Aaron Rodgers. Let that sink in. He's already he did Rodgers' whole career in 6 years.
Lil Wayne, close your ears.
He's done it already. Remember that when you're having these conversations. The MVPs are cool. Whether you believe some deserves them or should have went this way, or they got the MVPs. But when it came time to win games, that is what has become so scary about the Mahomes legacy argument is Brady eventually got to it where I have the rings and the stats. Yeah. He's always had the stats, and he's always won. Yes. And that is what's so different from Mahomes, where you had QBs like if he wins this game, they're going to have the Peyton argument. Yeah. And the Peyton argument is, man, he went 6-7 years without winning a playoff game. He had a Super Bowl one time where he was the best player, and the second Super Bowl run, he was probably one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. But he only has 2. Mahomes has 3 already, and he's been the best player on the team, if not in the league, to do it. He's in the Super Bowl right now with the highest cap hit in the league. No one else can do that. He's been the ultimate floor raiser and the ultimate ceiling raiser as soon as he got in Kansas City. The argument he's gonna have will not be with Dan Marino and Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers. I'm missing somebody, but like the guys, we really like that were cool. Like, oh yeah, he's lit. Like Brett Favre. Like he's
Steve
not
Young.
Yeah, Steve Young. Like he's not gonna be in that category. But when we do, like, we probably gotta do like a top 5, top 10 QB list soon, because it's getting crazy out here. Like, when did Breeze get in the top 5 QB? Like,
I think I don't know how. I don't know. Like, Drew Brees is better than John Elway, dog.
Bro, Drew Brees wasn't the best QB in his division for 5 years. He a top 5 QB ever. He wasn't the best. He wasn't the best player in southeastern United States. He was being outplayed. Matt Ryan brought it to his front doorstep, took an MVP from him, went to a Super Bowl, went to another NFC championship in Drew Brees' prime. Cam Newton took an MVP from him, brought it to their front door, and went to the Super Bowl all in his prime. Like, people ate on during Drew Brees' time. It's not like that for like the Chargers. Chargers a great organization. Justin Herbert's hell of a quarterback. They just fired their coach again because Mahomes is in that division, so you're not eating. The Jets went to 2 straight AFC championships, fired their coach, I think the next, 2-3 years later. Because Brady's in that division.
Yes.
It's not good enough to just be okay. And we get off track. And I do get some of the nostalgia. Because I like Drew Brees too.
And Drew Brees was an amazing quarterback.
Great dude.
But it's just stop putting him in conversations he don't belong in.
Yeah.
That's like trying to say like KD the GOAT. And it's like, KD is that nigga. Yeah. KD is him. KD fire. Top 10, top of 12 all time. He not the GOAT, though.
Right, exactly.
It's just just keep him where he's supposed to be.
Like when certain niggas start speaking, Drew Brees can't talk in that room.
Exactly. And it's a very small few rooms he can't fit in. It's really one. Literally. It's one room he can't fit in.
Right. And that's okay.
And that's okay. It's 4 people in that room.
Dead ass.
And one of them just got in there this year. So it's okay, bro. It's okay. All right, man. That was a beautiful. I'm so excited for the Super Bowl, man. Yeah. I'm a Super Bowl alone guy. I like to watch the Super Bowl alone because I love football. So this isn't a game for me.
Right.
This is not a game. This ain't an event for me. This means something to me, dog. Every year I want to be by myself and if I'm gonna be with somebody, it's gonna be somebody like you that watch football and we gonna sit here and we gonna smoke and we not gonna talk and we gonna watch the game and react. We're not gonna worry about it.
Oh my God.
I'm not watching the Super Bowl with 40 people, women around, because I'm gonna get distracted. I like women.
I will say I'm a little bit opposite, but I be on like that. Now that the Patriots not in the bowl, it's a little different.
Yeah.
But when the Patriots were in the bowl, I was on the hairpin trigger. We not rewinding no commercials. We not muting the TV. We not, oh my God, who is that? Shut the fuck up. Stop talking bro, I'm telling you, I can't. I am a stickler, bro. I hate it. We not pausing no, we need to be locked in, bro.
I'll record that motherfucker and watch it again the next day.
Listen, look it up on YouTube, bro. I guarantee it's on YouTube already. You want a commercial? I guarantee they will get you a commercial, dude.
I'm
That's probably why I don't remember no commercials. I don't rewind none of them shits.
nigga be on the tablet during the commercial. Brady, it was cover 3, man, not 2.
I'm looking at the replay yo, you got to motion him. Hell no.
Oh man, but no, that is serious. So don't call me about no Super Bowl party. I'm not interested.
It's crazy. I go to Super Bowl party every year too.
I can't, bro. I cannot do it. But I'm gonna be more open. I'm gonna be a better person. But if Lamar was playing in the Super Bowl, I would be locked in this room. I wouldn't even talk to Taylor. I'd be watching this bitch in the dark on the floor.
Now that my teams aren't in the games, I can enjoy them.
Yeah.
I'll say I was watching the Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl
I had a good time watching that Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, that nigga good, ain't he? That nigga nice.
I saw AJ Brown caught that time. I said, "Oh shit!"
This nigga's tweaking. Okay,
shit, dog. Good shit.
I just be rooting. Especially now, I root for either the coolest outcome or the funniest. I be watching it man. 7-0. Wouldn't it be funny if Brock Purdy hit this nigga in
the chest?
Yeah, he just dropped back, hit the safety in the face.
Facts, bro. I be like, I'm on the side of history are just the funniest possible outcome. The San Francisco get up 27-14 with 3 minutes left and lose the game like some crazy shit.
Yo, that shit is so funny. Like, I was watching the Lions. Like, yo, I felt bad because I picked the Lions, and shout out Barry. You might need to skip this part. But the ball was in the air to Ayuk, and I was like, I bet this nigga finna drop it. Like, the DB's back there. I'm like, watch this nigga drop it. Watch this nigga drop it. Hit him square in the face.
Square in the face mask. Game would have been over, dog. Game is over at that point. You catch that, and y'all get a couple first down, ball game.
That's why I love football, bro. Cause nothing is funnier than that. Like for the niggas, that's like you rooting for the Lions. Like that is just the ultimate heartbreak. Like niggas will see that video for the rest of their life and be hurt.
Bro. Like the Devontae Adams missed block. Like,
bro. Nah, I got them like that too. But like, yo, I be telling niggas, like, bro, you a Spurs Patriots fan. Nigga, I done seen some shit. Nigga, I done been in wars. Like, bro. Like I was talking about losing in game you won, bro. I'll never get over that Ray Allen shit. I remember like it was yesterday. Like, yo, don't nothing hurt like that.
Yo, that was back when I hated LeBron. Bro. That shit took my soul,
bro. I hated Braun.
The series was over.
Bro, I hated Braun too, but like from a Spurs fan perspective, I was so hurt because it wasn't like Tiago Splitter missed one and then like we got a weird turnover. Kawhi and Ginobili stepped to the line, and they both missed. And they both missed the free throws. Like Ginobili, like I grew up, Ginobili was always my favorite player. Like him, Kobe, like, but all my teams, Ginobili was my nigga. And he stepped up and missed one. I was like, damn. Like I can't be too mad because if it was a nigga I would want to shoot it, it would be him. And it just,
it's you just know how crazy it is that like. That's how they lost the game. It's 3 or 4 missed free throws, and then took Tim Duncan out to not I don't know how Pop woke up the next morning, bro. Like
no.
It was no way they were winning that game 7. It was no way.
It wasn't a chance.
It wasn't a chance.
It wasn't a chance, bro. But like I'm telling you, that's why sports are so great because you think the rest of your life how differently everything could have went. Like a million different things. They'd be like, man, like at first, like, bro, why did we take Tim Duncan out? Now I be thinking, why did you just tackle that nigga when he got the offensive rebound? Why did you just tackle that nigga?
Why did you just foul him?
Just don't let him get
Why did you just foul him?
Put your shoulder through that nigga.
Bro,
you got to.
Just foul him.
Oh, my God, bro. I'd rather you dive through that nigga knee, bro.
Like, oh, my God. You let him get the ball to Ray Allen. No. And when I was young, like, I used to talk like, man, that's a hard-ass shot. Nigga, he just shot a corner three-pointer, bro.
They be like, man, it's tough he get behind the line. Nigga, I'd have kept backpedaling until I was out of bounds. Like, he Ray Allen, bro. You think he don't know the fucking line?
Bro, like that shit was textbook. He work on that. That's a warm-up shot,
it was a warm, like, because Tony Parker was closing out. He don't even see Tony Parker. Like, Ray Allen jumped so high, like, you can see it in the picture. Tony Parker is just like, here.
He didn't see that nigga.
Fucking Ray Allen, like, a foot above his head, releasing the ball.
The nuts you gotta have to like, because it was unconscious. Yeah. It was like
he was shooting that bitch regardless.
That's why you shoot 2,000 in the summer. That's why you shoot 100,000 jumpers in the summer, because that moment wasn't a second. It was like game 2.
You got to pull it too.
Like he didn't have it hesitate, no jab. It was catch. Let's go.
Right. Braun just missed. Like, oh shit, Braun just
like
missed.
It's on me. Yeah. His legacy on my shoulders right now. Like,
yo, I don't want to do this Skip Bayless thing, but like the ball hit the rim, the ball bounced up, Randall like, it's on me. Fucking, I got it there, nigga. Like, because I thought it was crazy. They drew up the play for Braun in the first place.
I did too. But I never understood that. Like, why are you drawing up a three for Braun? Like, Ray Allen is on the court, my nigga.
Niggas ain't want the best basketball play that time. But he got it up, and I was like,
hey, shut up, man. Shut up, bro. He want the best You on to something, dog.
I be catching them. They be like, bro, always make the best basketball play. You watch his highlights, he's slamming on 3 niggas. Like, well, right there. I don't know. Like, that wasn't the best basketball play. Like, he always make the right pass. Game winner over 2 niggas in Toronto. Like, okay. All right, yeah.
Sure. Sure. Oh, I hate you niggas bad. I hate you niggas.
Nigga was
man.
fading left with 2 niggas on him in Toronto.
Off 1 foot.
Yeah,
like,
off the glass. Like,
come on, dog.
That's the best shot possible.
Best basketball play. Fuck you, LeBron. Fuck you.
Yeah, no, I've had a couple of the most. That's what I want to do. I want to get niggas on here, and have them thinking we're just gonna interview them, and just ask about their worst fan moments and watch them.
We got to.
break down.
Yeah, we got to. We got to. Watching Chris Stunner talk about 28 to 3 might be the funniest shit.
I won't be able to be here. Them niggas might want to fight. Them niggas might want to get up and squabble.
Stunner's just gonna leave. Stunner be like, never mind. I'm straight on this shit.
Niggas might want to get up and squabble, bro. Like, I'm glad you watched that game though. It's one of my favorite games.
It's
ever.
an amazing football.
Just football wise, like it's an elite football.
Because seriously, like everything in the fourth quarter, the Falcons could have did wrong. They did wrong.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's almost
bad
like,
decision after bad decision.
It was almost. It feels like a movie. Like
it does.
It
Because
really
it's like
does.
it's no way they finna pass the ball right here.
Like,
and then they do it,
wow.
and then they get sacked. like what? Like,
and then the next play, y'all hold the nigga.
My nigga.
That is one of the funniest. Have you watched the mic'd up thing? Matt Ryan get up. He said, "Did y'all fucking hold?" He said, "How the fuck just held? Like I got sacked and y'all still fucking held? Like, you know how fucking mad I would be? Oh my god, that shit is so funny." He said, "What do you guys fucking hold?" He looks so sad, bro. Like I get it, bro.
Yeah, they fell apart, bro.
And the brain trust in that Super Bowl, bro. It was 6 head coaches in that on those minimum. It was 6 head coaches. Just Patriots. It was Belichick, of course. McDaniel. What's the Dolphins coach? The black guy, the defensive guy. Brian Flores. And then we still had the pencil nigga, Matt Patricia, on the staff.
Pencil nigga. Pencil nigga. That's hilarious. I know that's hilarious.
And then the Falcons. They had
Raheem Mostert, Kyle Shanahan, Dan Quinn, and then one more low. Was it
LaFleur?
LaFleur, that's what it was. It was LaFleur, yeah.
Yep.
Was it McDaniel on that staff
McDaniel
too?
also on that
Yes,
staff,
yeah. Josh, not Josh. The Mike McDaniel,
Mike McDaniel,
Dolphins head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of star power. That Ravens team that just lost. That's the type of staff they had. Yeah. Like it's just gonna be head coach after head coach on that staff.
It's that Ravens staff. Man, shout out Mike McDonald, man.
For real, man. The Seahawks gonna be really good next year. That's a football mind right there. I can't wait. But I will say that defensive coordinator that just stepped up for Baltimore. They gonna pick up right where they were left off.
I hope Mike McDaniel get over there. Mike McDonald get over there and be like, "Well, you ever played safety? Make that nigga call."
You ever played safety? Yeah, they gonna Bobby Wagner, Tariq Woolen, all of them. They gonna love him over there for real. All right, so let's get into the closeout with the Grammys real quick because I want to touch on Hov what he said. Pause. Touch on what he said, but just some winners. I know probably y'all don't care about them, but it's our job, so I'll say them. Album of the year, of course, went to America's Sweetheart right now, Taylor Swift, which she did not deserve. Yes, I said it. Taylor Swift did not deserve that album of the year. On this list of album of the year, John Batiste's album is better than hers. Miley Cyrus' album is better than hers. Olivia Rodrigo's album is better than hers. And SZA's album is the best album here and the album that should have won. Yes, I mean that. No, that is no disrespect to Taylor. She's just America's sweetheart right now, and you pay for Grammys, and she has the most money.
Salute to the Swifties. Awesome album. I do want to just jump in here real quick. Patrick Beverley has been traded to the Bucks.
What?
Yeah, Patrick Beverley has been traded to the Bucks. Shout out campaign. He got traded for Pat Bev in a second. So I kind of fuck with that. I ain't gonna lie. I like that a lot.
I like that for the Bucks a lot, but I'm surprised Philly did that. I don't like that move for Philly.
I think it's because Buddy Hield.
I do not like that. I don't like that.
Add a guard, but they didn't give up a guard to get him.
I don't like that. Yeah. I don't like that.
I
like Patrick Beverley on that team because they need somebody in Joel's ear. Yeah. They need somebody like that in Joel's ear because Joel isn't naturally like that himself. Right. I think that's going to come back to bite them in the playoffs. Right. Patrick Beverley is an important roster player, bro. Yeah. And that gets left out because y'all be looking at averages and podcasts and all of that. Patrick Beverley is an important guy to have in the locker room, similar to PJ Tucker, bro. It's like that. I don't like that move for Philly. I love it for the Bucks, though. They need that. All right. By the way, Patrick Beverley and Doc Rivers fight by game 3 of the playoffs.
Oh my God, that's gonna be so fun to watch.
Cannot wait. Record of the year: Miley Cyrus, "Flowers." Very, very well deserved. I think the only other person that had a chance to win this is SZA with "Kill Bill," but just the history of the Grammys. White people get the record of the year. But I do think Flowers is an amazing song. It's one of my favorite songs from last year. And Miley Cyrus had the best performance at the Grammys. She killed that shit.
Yeah.
That shit was phenomenal. Salute Miley, had a great night. These were her first 2 Grammys. She won for record of the year and what was it? What did they gave her something else like best pop solo performance? Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
Best pop solo performance and record of the year. Miley Cyrus won for Flowers, well deserved. Song of the year was "What Was I Made For" by Billie Eilish, which was a phenomenal song off the Barbie soundtrack. And SZA won Best Progressive R&B Album, obviously with SOS. Best R&B Performance with Coco Jones with ICU, very well deserved. Rap Album of the Year went to Killer Mike, which I was shocked about. I did not think he was winning that award. I was very, very, very happy to see that. Well deserved. Kai Cenat, you were wrong. It's okay. You're 22. You're not supposed to be listening to Killer Mike. I completely understand.
Right.
But that was the best album on that list. The only other album I would have considered giving that award to was Her Loss, and Drake doesn't get Grammys, so I knew that was. I knew he wasn't getting that.
I was super happy to see that, especially because how we talked about it on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was really happy for him because once he got nominated, like, he started talking about how he really wanted to win. Like, he wanted to win this for his mother and his wife because he told his wife, like, he was supposed to spend like $350 on this album, $350,000 on this album. He ended up spending like $600. Yeah. And he was like, his wife was just like, I believe in you, I worked it. And I just think it's so cool to like have a woman stay down, believe in your dream, believe in your art, and your art get the recognition it deserves. And we'll get into what the Grammys mean and all of that in a second.
Right.
But best melodic rap performance went to Lil Durk and J. Cole. Seeing Lil Durk get a Grammy and Cole get another is beautiful. Best rap performance went to Scientists and Engineers. Andre 3000 gets another Grammy. Future gets another Grammy. Yeah. And Killer Mike won again. And then best rap song was also Scientists and Engineers, so salute to them. And everything else does not matter to our demographic. Right. All right. Yeah, the Grammys, I will say this. The Grammys were entertaining to me. I'm into, like, this world, like, I'm into performances and like I like the production of things. I like to see I like to see who's mad about awards they didn't get. I like to see who got an attitude. I like to see how many people are trying to take a picture of Beyonce.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So it's all fun. And I also got a complete understanding of the Taylor Swift thing. I got a complete understanding of it now. We're going to wait till Grace comes back on to complete it because she's an actual Taylor Swift fan. So I want to see if she gets what I'm saying. But I completely understand, and I can't wait to talk about it.
Okay, bet.
But to Hove. It's Hove and Beyonce came to the Grammys late, obviously, because why would they be there on time? Right. And they walked in. Hove got – so if you guys don't know, the Grammys have like 3 or 4 separate award shows during Grammy weekend. So it's like the Black Effect Grammy party, and they hand out the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award. And like 4 or 5 people get the award, and then somebody wins the Grammy for the award. Right. So like last year, like Lil Wayne got it, Missy Elliott got it, and then like Dr. Dre got it, and like another producer got it, something like that. So this year, I'm not sure who all got nominated, but Hove ended up winning. And last year, I think Dr. Dre won it last year because it was the first year of it. So Hove won it this year, of course. Like I'm sure, I'm not surprised they gave that.
I would hate to see my name on the list. Like, oh yeah, and Hove's on the ballot too.
Like, okay. But Hove gets up, and all right, this is important because as us, as Black people, our appearance is everything. Right. So I want to start by how Hove was dressed. Yeah. And him being late. And not only late, like an hour and a half late. I walk in with the greatest entertainer on the planet, and I'm Hove. And I walk in with my daughter that everybody knows. I walk in, no chains, shirt unbuttoned down to my chest, black suit y'all could tell I don't give a fuck about. That probably costs more than everything y'all got on in here. Yeah.
Couple shots of Douce in the car.
Couple shots of Douce in the car.
Yeah.
Obviously a little intoxicated. Might be a little high on that Hove weed. That's probably better than any weed you can find anywhere else in the world.
My wife Beyonce, so I'm probably tweaked off that too.
Do you feel me? She looked real good in that hat. So that wig.
We walking around and all y'all bitches love my bitch.
Nah, that's a flex.
No, that's a flex. Like I walk in and like my girl, the attention. Like your girl's a famous singer. Okay, and she's one of my biggest fans. Like she started crying when my girl walked in. Okay, that's nice. Like,
cool, that's cute. He walks up on stage with his daughter, his beautiful daughter, behind him, and shirt unbuttoned, black Grammy in hand. And the first thing he says is, "Well, shit, these usually a sippy cup. These usually blue sippy cup, but you know, blue too old for sippy cups now, so we'll figure out a new purpose for this." Yeah. Just some cool ass shit to let y'all niggas know we don't speak the same. We don't do this the same. And he walked up on stage, and the speech he gave was so important. And I'll let you, because I've been talking for a minute now. You go ahead and talk about like what you took from it.
I just love hearing Hov kind of talk about the Grammys, how we kind of talked about it, where it's like, hey, isn't it kind of weird? Like, hey, isn't it kind of weird the biggest star of all the stars in this room of stars isn't recognized by as who she is? Like, isn't it a bit odd that when my wife walk in the room, the person you gave the award to feels bad that they won the award? Like, I love when artists say the quiet part out loud.
You feel me?
And they actually voice their frustration with it.
Yes.
And you can, you can feel that, of course, Beyonce kind of don't want him to do it, but like she agreed.
Yes.
She feel that too. She a competitor.
Yeah.
And while it may have been awkward for the people in there, that's real.
Yeah.
Like, cause it don't make any sense.
Yeah.
And I think it was awesome to see him do that, especially in the position Hov is in, where, and artists say this all the time, Hov is just as big as the Grammys. Beyonce's bigger than the Grammys. Like, us being here is half of what you're doing. Like, if these artists weren't showing up, like, if you couldn't get these artists perform, it would not be the same. And we have seen over the last couple of years, it don't feel the same as it used to be when all the artists were there.
Four of the five Grammys, past Grammys, have been the least watched Grammys ever.
Yeah, because it's just not the same. It's because, and especially like, I don't want to bring this up as like the moment it changed, but like that album of the year, Grammy with Macklemore, it really reverberated through the industry, and it shows you how connected and how the top dogs work, because none of them ever let it go. And I think what happened, especially with the Macklemore Grammy, was they looked around, and they're reasonable people. So Kendrick, Kanye, Drake, I forget who the last one was. Dang.
Hov. It
was
Holocaust.
They looked around and they said, all right, if I lose, it'll be Ye. Or, man, if I lose, that's Hov.
If I lose, that's Kendrick. That's one of the greatest albums I ever heard. Man.
Like, oh, yeah, that's Drake, bro. Like, he next. Macklemore got it? We lost to Macklemore?
Shouldn't have been nominated.
Wolf
and Watching Movies with a Sound Off came out this year.
Easy. But it's like, so y'all really play. Like, okay, so y'all really don't.
You feel me?
Like, okay. Like, I got you. And ever since then, it's felt like, fuck that shit. When you see artists like we talk about how Drake, like he came to the Grammys a couple years ago, it was like, this don't mean nothing. Like, y'all don't even need these for real. And he right. For younger artists, I'm sure it's a more of a career milestone, I think, and that's how it's going to be viewed for a while, where, all right, I got my first Grammy, like, SZA's getting hers. But I think for more, top-end artists, more experienced artists, and you see this with them kind of creating new awards, trying to get them in there, they're not going to view it as like, oh, yeah, I'm on my 8th album, I'm 6. I don't think J. Cole is like, oh, yeah, let's go win a Grammy.
No.
As opposed to like how it used to be.
Yeah.
I think that is the biggest switch from what we're seeing.
All right, so from Hov, first off, I agree with everything Hov said. The obvious states like, hey, the person with the most Grammys ever doesn't have the album of the year after she's been nominated for 4 times. Right. And every time she's won, it's been an album that wasn't as good as her. Yeah. Like 19-year-old Taylor Swift beat out I Am Sasha Fierce with Halo and Diva on it. Right. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Adele beat out Lemonade. Yeah. Salute Adele. Adele is an amazing artist. Yeah. Salute Adele 100. But, like, come on now. Lemonade. All right. 4 didn't even get nominated. 4 didn't win either.
Nope.
Beyonce lost to Beck.
Yeah. Listen. He could kick open the door right now. Wouldn't know who that.
Beck could rob us right now.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't. I would like a white man robbed us. I don't know who Beck is.
Gundar had no mask on. The police like, who did it? I have no clue.
I couldn't tell you.
Some white guy.
They'll be like, they'll find him, but do you know that was Beck? And I'm like, no, I didn't. Actually, no.
No. This is the guy. No way.
And then
you sure?
And then a couple years later, I dropped my first album in 5 years, and I lose to Harry Styles.
Yeah.
After every publication calls my album the album of the year, a transformative album, an impactful album, transcends all genres, does everything perfect. We're going one of the greatest tours ever, and I lose to this another white person. White person.
I don't want to get you off track, but do you know the name of that album? I don't even know the name of the album. I don't even know what I don't even know what he called the album.
No, I have no idea what that album.
I didn't even know he nigga made music for a little bit.
Nah,
he was an actor.
He's One Direction. He does both. Who cares? Nothing doesn't matter. But and I am a music connoisseur. Yeah. Like I love music. So when somebody tells me something is really good, I go listen to it. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't listen to all these albums. I played Beck. I didn't fully listen to Beck album, but I played some of Beck albums. I played that Taylor Swift album that won. Yep. I listened to Adele regularly, so of course I've heard 25. Right. And I played the Harry Styles album too. It's some tunes on all of those albums.
Facts.
But it is not what Beyonce is doing in the album of the year category.
Yeah.
And then to trickle on down, we have seen, we hear and we see what you're saying without saying.
Right.
You're saying black people can't be pop stars.
Yeah.
You're saying it. You don't have to tell us that. You're showing us that by your voting.
Yeah.
Every pop category, a white girl wins.
Yeah.
Every single pop category, a white girl wins.
Or it's urban.
Every single one of them. Album of the year is given to a white pop star every single year, unless Beck wins it. And a couple years ago, John Batiste won it. So salute John Batiste, black man, really, really, really talented artist.
Right.
But for the most part, it goes to a white pop star, or it goes to a white country artist.
Right.
And all Hov was saying was, we don't need your validation. Yeah. Like, this isn't me telling you, like, I need this so much. I don't even care. My shirt halfway unbuttoned, and I'm walking out. As soon as this shit goes to commercial, and I say what's up to the couple people in here, I'm walking out this bitch. Yeah. So it's not like this shit means everything to me. I got 33 at home, and my wife got 34. We got so many Grammys, we got a couple in storage, dog. Yeah. My daughter got Grammys. My daughter ain't even seen her Grammys because they lost in between our Grammys. Yeah. I'm not tripping. But I'm annoyed at the fact that I keep showing up for y'all. Y'all keep telling me to come, and y'all keep giving me the black awards.
Right.
But when it's time to get the award that matters, you always give it to somebody that doesn't deserve it. Yeah. Shit. Sometimes you give it to somebody who shouldn't even been nominated.
Yeah, and I think what my biggest problem is, it would be one thing if like she just happened to lose the better albums. Though where the awards go, and I think this is probably the biggest frustration with anybody who like kind of watches the Grammys and just kind of sees where the award goes. The Grammys is not representative of the last year of music, and that's what it's set up to display. It says it's supposed to, like when you think of the Grammys, it's supposed to represent. Oh yeah, these are the year in music. You should be able to look at the Grammys and be like, okay, these are the best albums. It's never representative of that. The songs you hear in your day-to-day life the entire year won't be on the Grammys. The artists that you listen to, they won't. It's a complete. It's kind of sobering, honestly, how different the day-to-day listening habits and vote and how the committee digests music as opposed to us. Like having to submit your album to a committee who is not a hip hop committee, they just listen to all the music. So the same person doing the contemporary pop solo performance is trying to break down what you're saying, Andre. Like they are trying to do it at the same time, so you see, and it feels like a lot of times they be phoning it in. It's like, all right, who do we recognize? All right, okay.
All right, well, I remember Kendrick Lamar last album. Let's just vote for him.
I remember Nas. He still rap. Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool as fuck. Let's give it to him.
Yeah. Let's all right. Play music. Oh, this what they sound like. Oh my.
Oh shit, that's
Yeah,
a cool feature.
Yeah. All right. I don't know these kids like it. Like it's gonna be. It's always gonna be a certain group that's gonna slip through the cracks. Slip through the cracks. And you know what it reminds me of? And I didn't know this until maybe a month ago. Like The Wire didn't win any Oscars.
Oh, I know.
I had no clue. They never won any.
No Oscars, no Emmys. The Snowfall didn't either.
Yeah.
Franklin Saint, my boy Damon Idris did not get one Emmy nomination. He didn't get a nomination.
Right.
He never got a nomination for Franklin Saint.
Yeah. Why do y'all think that is?
Hello.
That's a Patreon conversation.
And that's why I get mad when I see people be like, well, we don't need this validation. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. It's not about the validation, y'all. It's not about I need this. I need this gold trophy to show my friends.
Yeah.
It's about doing what is right. It is about that I am working hard. I'm working harder than everybody, and I'm putting out a better product than everybody. And at every turn, you find a way to embarrass me.
Right.
You find a way to not give me the credit I deserve.
Disrespect me too.
I'm not asking for credit from my community because my community gives me the credit. My community is the reason I'm here.
Literally.
My community is the reason I am Beyonce. My name is Beyonce, and Beyonce is an adjective.
Yeah.
That is why. So I know they love me. I know who I am, dog. I got the utmost confidence in myself. But we deserve these awards, and for y'all to keep acting like we not. All I'm saying, bro, and this is Hov. All I'm saying, dog, is we notice what you're doing. And I'm going to tell you, while you giving me an award, while you telling me how impactful I am telling you, I notice the bullshit you playing.
Yeah.
And we show up to let you know you can't fuck with my mentality. Yeah. You can't fuck with me. Like, no matter how many times you fuck me over, I'm going to show up. And I'm going to let you know and let you see and let you hear that you fucking me over. Because I don't got to say it no more. Everybody else can say it. Yeah. That's why when that nigga started talking, it got real quiet in that motherfucker. You can hear a pin drop in that motherfucker. It got real uncomfortable in that bitch. Yep. Because everybody knows what he's saying is true. Y'all know it's a couple motherfuckers in there that shouldn't be in that room, and it's in there because they know it. They got a couple people that label that fuck with them, and they got the right skin tone.
Yep. And like the whole demeanor, like I am not grateful to be here. Like, and that's the biggest difference. Like, all right, I'm here. Like, yeah, I'm glad I'm here. I'm not grateful. I
should be here.
Yeah, I'm not grateful I got the call. Like, y'all need me.
Thank you.
It's not like, oh, I got so many people to thank. Y'all niggas got to thank me.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And so salute Hov, man. I think that was really important. I'm glad he said that. And to the people talking about validation and go to where you're loved, dog, BET is not owned by black people. BET is ran by white people. And BET gave Sam Smith the Best New Artist Award over Ray Sherman. BET has recognized abusers. BMT has shunned artists for not looking a certain way or acting a certain way. So let's just stop acting like BT is the end all be all. What we really need is somebody that loves black people, a la Ho, somebody that really, really cares about black people, to get with Jesse Collins, who does all the award shows, and really, really sit down and craft an award show to credit black people, and not even black people, just to credit artists in the correct way, and get a committee that actually gives a fuck about music, and get like, all right, these 15 people vote on rap because they listen to rap music all the time. These 15 people are going to vote on R&B because all they listen to is R&B music, and so forth and so on. And I think we'll get a better result. And the last thing is, Hov is not saying that because I saw so many people just be like, have a negative thought about our negative reaction towards what he said, and I just didn't understand that, because he's not up there begging for validation. That's the complete opposite of what he is. He is up there saying, I don't need the validation, but we see what you're doing in this bullshit. And the reason he did that is not necessarily so Beyonce can win the Album of the Year award next time she drops an album. It is so Victoria Monet, Lil Durk, Gunna, Young Thug, Tyler the Creator,
who's also
Maida,
had Grammy problems.
You feel me? Maida, SZA. I can go down the list. You see the pattern I'm following. Yeah. the younger artists, the younger black artists that are coming up now and creating at a super high level, he said that so they get the recognition. Beyonce's name is Beyonce. Beyonce can call and talk to and get in any room she needs to. That wasn't for her. It was for the people under her that deserve these awards, because I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but a Grammy by your name changes your price.
Yeah.
Victoria's Monet price went up yesterday.
Yep.
Victoria Monet walked in on that Grammys on Sunday and her price was $20,000.
Yeah.
That price is $50,000 now. Yeah. Gunna winning a Grammy takes him from 50 to 100. Dirk winning that Grammy takes him from 60 to 125. It changes your price. It changes the rooms you'll get put in. It changes the brand deals you can do. It changes the partnerships you can have. It changes everything about you. It's not just about the award. It's not about the validation. I think Miley Cyrus said this perfectly. She said, I get this award, but I want to remind you my life was great yesterday.
Right.
And my life will be great tomorrow, whether I win this award or not. It does not matter. It's not a validation, but it's a recognition that changes the path of my life. And that is why Hov said that, not because Beyonce just has to have more Grammys.
Right. Exactly.
All right. That's all I had today. I did want you to talk. Do you listen to Benny? I haven't talked to you about that. I just, like, as friends. Have you talked?
No, I liked it. It's been a hell of a week. But haven't been listening to much Benny this week. I'll tell you. It's been a little.
If you know, you know.
It's been a little different music in the car this week. What I did hear, I really liked. I thought it sounded great. Just producer wise, feature wise, it sounded great. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it was what Benny does, but Benny is getting better, and that's all I heard. How to Rap is crazy. The song with Snoop Dogg, I really love that song with Snoop Dogg. Yeah. Snoop killed that hook. The song with Wayne has been out for a minute, but it's crazy. The song with Stove Got Cooks, oh my God.
Oh my God. But listen, Stove Got Cooks so crazy. Stove Got Cooks, man, I can't, bro, I don't know what it is. He just won't drop an album.
He's special. Stove Got be rapping, dog. Yeah. That shit is crazy. But yeah, them boys, Benny was on that motherfucker getting off. If you love rap music, this is for rappers. This is for rappers. This is for people that love rap. Yeah. Like, it's no melodic. It ain't nothing for the hoes on there. Yeah. This is for big boy raps, which is why it's just like, man, I ain't cut that bitch off. It's a little different. And 21, we spoke about it a little bit. I just want to keep clapping it up for him because that album is really good. I keep going back to it.
It's just selling great, too.
Atlanta always wins, selling great. You know what I'm saying? Salute 21. Gates dropped a really, really good album. Yep. If you like Kevin Gates. If you like Kevin Gates' music and you like where he was with his last album and the album before and kind of where his sound has shifted, you're going to love this album. It's more motivation, more medicine music. It's how he explains it. It's a really good project. Yeah. I have my standouts. Protect Children are... Yeah, Protect Children, Letter to My Fans, I Don't Apologize. It's a lot of really good songs in there. It's just rappy Gates, the melodic Gates, all of that. So salute to Kevin Gates.
Yeah, we got Stunning here. I'm not kidding.
Salute Kevin Gates, the general, you feel me. Big Eagle, part of the cartel, all of that. BWA, you feel me.
Big Eagle? Is that a thing?
You feel me? Yo. That's crazy. All right. Salute Gates. And then lastly, the GOAT might be back tonight.
Yes.
We'll see. I'll believe it when I see it. But the GOAT might be back tonight. Let me know.
I did hear from a nice young lady that she's going to the Kanye concert tonight. So we will know. I'll keep us updated with that. But I do think he's back. I do think you're going to drop. I think he's going to be great. I'm excited. Coming off Donda, like, you know, Kanye especially, you know.
Kanye is Kanye West. I'm not worried about no damn album. Music sounding good.
Yeah, like, I ain't worried about how he's going to make it.
I just want to see if it come out. I don't care about nothing. Yeah. I'm not worried about a second of that album. Yeah. I know what I'm getting.
Yeah. But if that motherfucker drop,
come on,
it's going to be crazy.
I pray to God I got the album tomorrow. Yeah. But do you think it's going to be one of those, all right, we did a concert, we'll get, everybody had a leaks, whatever, have some fun, and then in 3 months this album will be out or something?
Yeah, I think we'll get a lot of songs that are done-ish today, but there will be 2 or 3 that are still being worked on. He was just in the studio the other day. I think he was with Cardi. But I think we'll get a lot of stuff that's done. Vultures is done. Like, a lot of the songs are, I think, are in concept, like, set in stone. They just got to be finished. Okay. I'm, like, 95% sure.
I just need that Lil Wayne song. Yeah. I just need that Lil Wayne song on my phone. I ain't heard Kanye and Lil Wayne together in a long time. I need that song on my phone, and I can wait for whatever else I got to. All right. This has been episode 66. Salute to Ja Morant, because 6 + 6 = 12. I'm good at math.
Facts. Shout out
We
Braun
love
and
you
Bill
guys.
Russell.
Yes, sir. We love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. If this is your last show you ever listened to, please be safe in all your endeavors. If this is your first of many shows, thank you for joining us. Please subscribe, like, and comment.
And we do this every week, guys. So for you people watching for the first time, go back and look. But yes, salute the female watchers. This salute the women.
Man, salute to the women.
Salute to the women.
That's
man.
really who we do it for, man. I got on purple, baby. This for the women, dog. I wear Beyonce shirts on the show. That's for the women. I do everything I do for the women.
Shout out to the
My
women.
haircuts
man.
are planned around show days. You feel me? but salute, like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you, Ish. Y'all be safe and have a beautiful day.